Law Simplified with Justice informs and educates on the law. This exciting and thought-provoking program is anchored by Justice Maduforo, a solicitor. Justice is persuasive, innovative and confident with the tenacity to take on complex topics and cases. With solid experience and expertise in making representations and advocacy in courts and tribunals, Justice provides a one-stop shop in immigration law, criminal law, employment law and contract law. For tailor-made legal advice, Law Simplified with Justice, bringing the best to the audience.
I am your regular host, Justice Maduforo. Since properly, back it up. A lot rely on issues that have not been repealed and not been purged out of the status or the policies or guidance, but they rely on it. But because that is old, long regime and guidance, they rely on it, they fail the application. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not you. It is within your. You can start this application on time. Real tailored that will assist you to move your case from the next stage to the other. So as I did say, what is it? Evidence that you require. I've mentioned that the burden is on you, the claimant, the applicant, to substantiate to the Home Office, caseworker, that you are entitled to the application that you make. This, you need assistance. You need assistance. And that's why you come to me. And that is what I told you earlier on when I said this. The reason why you come to me is that I do not think of the now. I think of the future. Meaning whatever application I package for you, I have already been thinking ahead. Just in case application is refused, we have already put in sufficient evidence that can enable me to kickstart and stand on it to appeal your case and get it. The fact that Home Office refused it is not conclusion that fact that you've lost it all. No hope, the whole hope is lost. Some of you are also in the process of judicial review. Some of you are in the process of applying for permission to appeal in the upper tribunal. Some of you are also waiting for a date to go to court. Are you going to court all by yourself? Think twice. Think twice. This is a regime and a regime period at this time that if you get it wrong, you lose out. And the Home Office continue to rely on that decision. And that will be, you sit down and say, had I known, I could have had this package this way. But you need not be lose faith in that anymore. Take the number on the screen. Law Simplified with Justice, as you know, brings the best to you, awakens your consciousness, and so that you don't slump while you are sitting on your right, but to take the steps. And that is what I do here, to assist our communities that are not really getting it right. If this topic is not for you, clearly it is not for you. But listen, somebody else needs this topic. Just take the number, pass the number over to someone that needs this assistance and needs to hear about this topic more. Just pass it on, and then get him to call me, and then we can deal with it from there. As I did say, the evidence cuts across all sort of manner of law that you want to deal with. Some of you are dealing with contract matters in the county court, or the matters in the county court. Some of you are in the magistrate court or the crown court, dealing with issues of criminal allegations. Some of you are in the employment tribunal, dealing with claims against employers or defending claims against you. This is, it still boils down to the evidence. What evidence do you have? Are you packaging the wrong evidence? Are you relying on outdated evidence? Are you relying on evidence that is not needful? Are you relying on evidence that can be struck out? Are you relying on admissible evidence? Are you relying on evidence that are not at all in any way in issue or relevant to the point in issue? These are the things. But because I have been grounded and trained, not only in theory and in practice, in issues of implementation of evidence in all areas of law that I specialize in, and I know which one is relevant, those that are admissible, those that can be relied on, and those that are foolproof to the application and to the appeal that we are relying upon. So think twice before you proceed to that employment tribunal. Think twice before you go to the magistrate court to defend your case where you don't have evidence. Think twice before you proceed to the crown court. Think twice before you go to the immigration tribunal. Think twice before you make application to the Home Office. Think twice. This is the only place that you one-stop shop for you with the application for representation made to the Home Office or followed through. I will follow this application through and keep you informed all the way. All the way. In fact, you have my mobile number so you can reach me at any time. Isn't it wonderful that you don't need to go far? You reach me at any time. I keep you informed of all your cases. Whatever information I receive from Home Office, pass it over to you. Keep you well informed. Sometimes some clients come to me, they don't even know what is going on in their case because they're represented by all the other people that are not keeping them informed with their case. You can ask them quickly. Simple question I will ask some of these clients, and I said, what happened here? They don't know. They're muttering their mouth because they're not well kept informed of what is going on in their case. But it is not the same when you come to me. You're kept informed all the way through. In any case I'm dealing for you, whether it's representations in the Home Office, whether it's appeal, whether it's a further representation, whether it's judicial review, whether it's oral hearing in the High Court or judicial applications to the Home Office, whether it's defending the Home Office's defense to your application. I am vast and well-grounded to deal with these matters and keep you well informed. This is very necessary, very, very necessary and essential. And I think it's one of the things that you will benefit coming here. And also the empathy. The empathy is there to follow you through and to follow through this application with you and keep you well relaxed while the decision is made. I think it's a double thing that you need to take advantage of. Take advantage of it. Give me a call on this, on the number quoting on the screen. Justice Maduforo, as I said, I'm a solicitor and I'm vast in these areas of law, which I have just pointed out to you to deal with these applications in a very much relaxed, friendly manner, in a emphatically well-presented manner, and also the emphasis where it needs to be laid. I'll put that across to you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I do not need to flog this matter further, but for you to take action right now. As I did explain to you, the issues of evidence is very key. Evidence is very key. The point is very key. Are you presenting the wrong evidence? Are you presenting evidence of hearsay, for instance? Some hearsay evidence are admissible, obviously that's in the criminal palace. But at the same time, in immigration cases, hearsay evidence have been allowed to come in so that I can hear that. But how can you introduce that? How can you make it convincible to the caseworker who is considering your application? So those of you now that are making the discretion leave to remain application or asylum application, as you all know, I need to point this out to you as well, that this burden of proof in asylum cases is also low. Just the same one as immigration applications. They are low. The burden of proof are low on that individual, and the extent of it is low. It means although there are still a balance of probabilities, but you need to at least convince through the evidence that you present that you are credible to be believed in your application, and then you are entitled to be granted that application. Yes, of course, why not? You are entitled to the application that you made, especially if you have come through me and I've advised you to go ahead and make this application. Of course, you have chances. You have chances. What application are you making out there? You may want to speak through me to know whether you've already lodged this application, but you want to understand that you've done the right thing. But remember that if you speak to me, you may have to pay a consultation fee to get a total package of this. I dealt with an application when someone had already lodged this application and called me, and I brought him to the office to speak to him. He gave me some instruction. From instruction, I could clearly see that he has lodged the wrong application. And clearly, I just had to advise him to withdraw it so that he can make a much better, potent, and relevant application. And he did that, and I followed through my advice. And today, he has his right to remain and leave to remain in the United Kingdom. I think it's important that you understand that we are really trained to advise you, not just to stay on there as a profession, but really to make representations that are genuine, representations that advise that are in line with your instruction as well. That's very key, and that's what you get on this program. That's when you come to me, Justice. When you come to me and I advise you and take your matter on from there, you will get better representation both in the Home Office and also in court. Ladies and gentlemen, I summarize this to you. Well, I think it is important to summarize this to you. Evidence.
Law Simplified with Justice informs and educates on the law. This exciting and thought-provoking program is anchored by Justice Maduforo, a solicitor. Justice is persuasive, innovative, and confident with the tenacity to take on complex topics and cases. With solid experience and expertise in making representations and advocacy in courts and tribunals, Justice provides a one-stop shop in immigration law, criminal law, employment law, and contract law. For tailor-made legal advice, Law Simplified with Justice, bringing the best to the audience.
your regular host, Justice Maduforo.